Well, we did it. We've made it to the cooking episode. I'm kind of an improvised cook. I like to just open up the refrigerator, grab some stuff out of it, throw it in a pot, and see what happens. But seeing as how I have nothing in my refrigerator, I'm going to have to visit Walmart first. So I'm going to go to Walmart, I'm going to grab some stuff, and I'm going to make something fun. It's going to be good. You're going to like it. The Walmart that I'm headed to is in the same parking lot as the Lowe's that I'm going to be interviewing at tomorrow. Also, speaking of the Lowe's interview, I got yet another interview at a different Lowe's about 10 miles from here tomorrow at 10:30. So I got one at 8 tomorrow, and I got another at 10:30 at a different store. And hopefully between both of them, I'll get one of them. And why do I want to work at Lowe's? It's basically because I already know how Lowe's works, and that's just a little less stress added to this whole trip. I don't have to learn a new job. I'll basically already know what I'm doing. I worked at Lowe's for 2 years. Honestly, it's the best job I've ever had. I really liked working there. This is a really nice Walmart. It's made out of brick. It's got little windows in it. It's like they're actually trying here. Well, I went by the post office to get some postcards, but they didn't have any. I was at Walmart, I looked for some there. They didn't have any. I guess postcards just aren't a thing anymore. One cool thing about this place is you can be anywhere within 5 minutes. But if you had like a bike or like an e-bike, maybe a scooter or something, you could get around pretty quick around here. The downside is you can't really buy a house around here. It's pretty much rent only unless you have a ton of money. I mean, a house like that right there, that might go for like close to $1 million. I'm gonna make some tea first. They didn't really have a good selection of tea. I wanted Red Diamond, but I guess that's not a thing here. Turns out Red Diamond is actually an Alabama brand, so it was about the only thing they had that wasn't full of chemicals and aspartame and pre-sweetened. I also got these earplugs while I was at Walmart. This is a trick I learned when I worked on a cruise ship. I had this cabin mate that would snore really loud. He would snore so loud that the people in the next room over came over and asked us if everything was okay. So he bought us these earplugs, and I started using them and didn't have any more issues after that. He was a really cool guy. And then the obvious downside to wearing earplugs while you sleep is that if there's a fire or some kind of emergency, you're probably going to die. He had this hat that he called his $60,000 hat. He went to Texas A&M, and he wanted to get a degree, and things didn't work out, and all he had left was that hat. And so that's why he calls it his $60,000 hat, because that's all he got from it. And then here he was, just in the bottom of a ship with me making minimum wage. I don't know if there's a lesson there about college. I guess the lesson is, if you're going to go to college, be sure that you know that that's what you want to do. That's why I've never been to college, because I don't know what I want to do. I've never known what I wanted to do. I'm just kind of floating and falling and stumbling into things and hoping that one day something's going to work out for me. This is a 3-quart jug, so I'm going to use 3 bags. My water is still not boiling. It's struggling. I want one of these vintage copper teapots with a little bird whistle on it. I think they look really cool. The light doesn't work. Well, it's looking like a fast simmer is all we're going to get out of it. All right. We've got tea. Last step, a little bit of sugar. Yeah, that's how I make tea. All right, so now that we know how to boil water, maybe we can move on to some more complicated stuff. Bow tie Alfredo with shrimp and spinach. I went to 2 different Walmarts and they didn't have any cream. I don't know what's going on. It's like the Great Salt Lake cream shortage of 24 or something. So instead, we're just going to use whole milk. We're going to beef up the milk with a little bit of cream cheese, some sour cream, a whole cup of Parmesan, and a little bit of butter. I'm also going to dump my frozen shrimp straight in. The reason I use shrimp is because it's already cooked. Normally I would use chicken, but I don't have an oven, so I can't really cook it. Noodles. Sauce I'm just gonna season with some dried onions and a little bit of salt and some Italian seasoning. Sauce is starting to thicken up a bit. I'm gonna add a bit of spinach. I mean, yeah, it's pretty much excellent. Olive Garden couldn't have done a better job. Total cost to make all of it was like 15 bucks. I can easily get 3 meals out of it. That's like $5 a meal. I'm drinking watered down cranberry juice, trying to save a little money. Tomorrow I got a couple of interviews. If they go well, maybe we can get some money coming in. All right, guys, take it easy.